And the big question that we come to now is, how can somebody deface, insult the national emblem of India? Can the national emblem of a country be taken as a religious idol? Is this really idolation? Is this idol worship? Joining us now is R.P. Singh, spokesperson of the BJP. We have Sarfaraz Wani, lawyer and political analyst, joining us. But I want to start with Lieutenant General KJS Dhillon, former GOC of the 15th Corps, somebody who has seen Kashmir inside out. What do you think of this, sir? Do you really think that this was hurting their religious sentiments?
Good evening, Padmaja, and good evening to the fellow panelists and all your viewers.
Good evening, sir.
See, without going into the religion or the politics of it, I would like to say national emblem, the Ashoka Stamp, the Sarnath lines, is a national emblem which is present on all the documents of the government, including the passport which we travel on, including the currency which we use for our day-to-day living, buying up things, buying up clothes, even for travel. So if that is something to do with religion or that is against the religion, then we should not be using that currency, we should not be using that passport. So I think this is a thing where if you have an objection to it, there is a civilized way of putting forward your objection, a civilized way of sorting out the issue in a more peaceful, in a more calmer, more in a civil manner. Vandalizing national emblem, I think it hurts the feelings of every Indian, including the people who did it. So that is something which is not acceptable. And I am not talking on the religion because I generally don't talk on the religion in politics. But this is a national emblem and we all Indians have to respect all the national identities or national entities which we have. And this is a very sacred thing. It must be respected.
General Dhillon, does it startle you? And the reason I ask that is there was a time when there were several radical elements who used to run riot in Jammu and Kashmir, especially Kashmir. But the last 10 years, we have seen a marked difference. You know, there haven't been shut down cars, there hasn't been that stone pelting. One got the feeling that there were significant changes and that radical fringe had reduced considerably. Their effect had reduced considerably on the minds of people. A lot of people actually did those things because they were spurred on by that shutdown call, that calendar that was issued by the Hurriyat. But for this to happen in the year 2025, were you taken aback?
See, the peace which has been there, especially after 2019, after application of Article 370, which were disturbed by Pahalgam incident. Now, this type of fringe elements trying to come into the limelight by doing a vandalization like this, these are the early signs of any future trouble. So as administration, this must be curbed, this must be restricted, and this must be put down. Otherwise, what is the difference between us and the Taliban who brought down the Bamiyan Buddhas? That means every aspect to do with the history, with the culture, with the national entity, identity, it cannot be, so to say, so aligned with the religion feelings otherwise. If you have an issue, resolve it peacefully. Vandalization of national identity or national emblem is not the way to do it. If you think it's a sensitive issue, please resolve it. But don't get into this issue where you're trying to, again, awaken up or again uprise those feelings of separatism, of the Hurriyat type of bands and all. I think this is highly avoidable and this should be avoided.
You know, the thing is, General Dhillon, and this is the hard truth. Most people, including myself, have been saying that these are fringe elements, but the fact is, look who's justifying it. The sitting Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, somebody who has won elections, has been made the Chief Minister the democratic way, not by some separatists, not by any radical element. The Chief Minister is justifying it. The former Chief Minister is saying that this was blasphemy. To have the national emblem in Hazratbal was blasphemy. Then can we simply say that this is an action of a few? This is an action of the fringe. It is very much mainstream. Your Chief Minister is justifying it.
Absolutely, ma'am. The politicians will play politics. The same people who contested the election, some won, some lost. They all signed the document or affidavit where they owed their allegiance to the Constitution. And on the first page of the Constitution, this emblem is there. So whether you are winning or losing or you are occupying a high office, the Constitution, the national emblem, the national identity remains supreme for any Indian, any national. And my point is only that we cannot disrespect any of the national signs or national insignias which identify with us and with what we identify as an Indian. So this is, I think, not a good thing to do. They should have resolved things more peacefully, if at all they had an issue. This is not the way to go about, disrespecting your national identity.
And a national emblem, by its very definition, is the emblem of the nation to which people of every religion belong. Let me open this up. Mr. RP Singh, you're being accused today of deliberately trying to provoke people who were going in to pray. They were there at the shrine. This goes against their very religious principles. And this is not me saying it. This is the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir saying, what business did your party member, who is the chairperson of the Waqf board there, have to install the national emblem there in a plaque? There's no place for this in a place of worship.
Well, it's not the issue of installing a national anthem or national emblem. It's a plaque which tells us about that how after 40 years the dargah has been revamped or has been taken care. So it's simply a plaque, and it mentions about the Waqf board, and it carries the two emblems. It carries the emblem of the dargah also, the Waqf board also. But there's no question being raised on that. And I don't understand, how can national emblem be treated as a deity? I mean, I appreciate the sentiment when they say that they don't believe in deity and they don't do worship. They don't worship deity. But where is any deity in that emblem? It represents the nation, and it has lion in it and the Ashoka chakra in it. I don't understand.
Sarfaraz Wani, would you care to enlighten us? Which god exactly was represented in the national emblem, which you have taken offense to?
Padmasha, the moot point here is something else. The moot point is, did the national emblem, was it right to put national emblem in a dargah?
Why? Why not?
I want to justify it first legally, that there is an act for it. As a lawyer, I will tell you there is a proper act, which is the Sanctity of the National Emblem Act 1950. And Section 3 of the act is very clear. Where can you put the national emblem? You can put it in highest government offices, which is the Parliament, which is the Supreme Court, which is the Raj Bhavan, which is the these high courts. So you cannot put it anywhere. It is a disrespect to the emblem itself. If you put national emblem in a school, even though the school is funded by government and it's a government property, you cannot. Because the national emblem is to be put in the offices of highest sanctity. Number first. Number second, Padmaja,
I want to gently point out, Mr. Vani, by virtue of being a lawyer, you're using a fair amount of sophistry. Because trust me, this argument hasn't been used by anyone who was desecrating it. And if indeed the respect to the national emblem was the concern of those people, they wouldn't have ended up desecrating it. You're today saying that it is against the respect, the honor of the national emblem for it to be present there because it goes against the law. Why desecrate it? You could have respectfully asked for its removal because it is unlawful.
You gave everyone time, you are not giving me time. This is not fair. Give me my time.
Okay, finish your point.
Number second, vis-a-vis the question of religion. I think the constitution of this country allows me to freely profess my religion and manage religious institutions, right? So it is the domain of the religious authority to decide whether that the emblem in a dargah, whether that amounts to blasphemy or that amounts
to... How is it blasphemy? How is it blasphemy?
That is for the religious authorities to decide.
What part of the national emblem is blasphemous?
See, understand.
Explain.
The Islamic religion is a monolithic religion. By that I mean it believes in oneness of God and the unity of God.
But there is no God there. Do you know what a national emblem is?
Padmaja,
do you know what a national emblem is? Which God is represented in the national emblem?
There is a red line. The red line is you cannot in any way, whether directly or indirectly, bring anything against the concept of oneness of God.
How is this against the oneness of God? How is our national emblem
even if there is in the picture,
representing any God at all? First tell me, what is our national emblem? Sarfaraz Wani, let's begin at the beginning as this.
Why to keep it?
What is our national emblem? What is our national emblem?
The point is
what is our national emblem? Do you know what our national emblem is?
The chakra in I am not saying that is offensive in that way. My point is the religious authority doesn't allow the picture.
Sarfaraz Wani, what is our national emblem?
I have seen the picture of national emblem with all those embedded figures, but
What
the
figures?
problem is not that.
What
The problem
figures?
is those chakras. I think
There is
these are
not those chakras. There is the Ashok chakra there. And
that doesn't matter. Even if I don't remember, you cannot question me for that, right?
why can't I? You are
cannot.
deeming something blasphemous.
You cannot.
Tell me,
Even if
how
I
is it
don't remember
blasphemous?
it, even if I don't remember the
Because
national
you,
song, you cannot
exactly
question my
like this, are
nationality.
perpetuating
Just
falsehoods.
because I am a
you
Muslim,
said,
you will
said
question
the
me.
presence of the emblem
Just
there
because I am a
goes
Muslim,
against the
you will
idea
question
of
me.
oneness
Why
of
didn't
God.
you question everybody else?
We can have that
Padmaja, why
debate
did you
later
question
about
me
the
only?
oneness of God.
Just
First,
because I am
answer
Muslim,
me,
I
how
am
does
a
the
citizen
national
of India, I am
emblem
a Muslim, you
challenge
will
the
question me?
idea of
This
oneness
is
of God?
shameful. That's
How
what
does the
I'm
national
saying.
emblem
See,
challenge the idea of oneness of God?
See, Padmaja, there is a religious domain which is for the religious authority to decide.
How is the national emblem religious in nature? What is religious about the national emblem?
Whatever sculpture is kept in a mosque or in a dargah is not allowed in Islam.
Says
Be
who?
clear.
Says
Are
who?
you, Padmaja, are you to decide? Are you a Muslim authority? Do
Are
you
you
have
a Muslim
knowledge in
authority?
Islam? Do you have
Are you a Muslim
knowledge
authority?
in Islam? I have read Quran. Do you have read Quran?
No, I haven't.
Do you have
But I know
concept
what
of
the
hadith?
national emblem is, which you
Do you
clearly
have
don't.
concept of hadith?
Do you
I am
know
an
that
Indian
the
Muslim.
Hazratbal
Be
shrine,
clear.
if we are going
I am
to
an
go,
Indian
if you are
also, I am
going
a
to
Muslim
use
also.
your logic,
Do not use
Mr.
your
Vani,
interpretation
if you are
of
going to
religion,
use
Padmaja.
your logic,
You are using
the
your
shrine has been
understanding of
renovated
religion.
using money,
Can I decide
which
whether
also
Ram
has
Mandir
the
was to
national
be
emblem
built
on
there?
it.
No.
You should not be using money
Leave the
with the
question
emblem
of
at all
religion to the
for
religious
renovation
authority.
purposes.
The problem with us is we are interpreting everybody's religion. Do you know my religion? Do you know
You
what
are
is Quran?
misinterpreting the
Do
religion.
you know
And
what
by
is
the way,
hadith?
you are
Do you know when
misinterpreting
was
the national
Prophet born?
symbol.
Do you know when was Prophet born? Do you know what is Dargah? What is
What does this
Dargah's
have to do
essence?
with anything? What does
It
this have to do
has.
with anything?
If you have to
This
interpret
was
somebody,
a
you have
shrine
to
that was
understand the basics.
renovated by the Waqf board. The Waqf board has put up a plaque there outside the shrine, by the way. Not
My
in any
religion
way
does not allow me to
interfering
keep
with the offering
such
of
figure.
prayers.
Is it wrong? Is it wrong? For
Okay,
Hindus,
RP
it's all right. For Muslims, it's not.
RP Singh,
So
this
why
was
are you
unnecessary
questioning?
and deliberate.
Why
and
did you
Sarfaraz
interpret
Vani
a religion?
is insistent
You are not there
that
to
it
interpret
goes against
Islam.
the idea of
I am an
oneness of
Indian,
God.
but there is a religious aspect to every
You still
religion.
haven't
Has its
explained to me
sanctities.
how the national emblem is religious in nature at all. First of all, you haven't explained to me what the national emblem is. You have told me there are all those chakras and how all
That
those
doesn't
chakras
matter.
are religious in nature.
Madam,
You
that
still
doesn't
haven't
matter.
managed to explain.
Madam, that doesn't matter. Do I know what is emblem or not? That doesn't matter. Because
You
you
are
cannot question my
opposing
nationality.
something that
Can
you are not
question my
even aware
nationality?
of.
Can you
That is
question my nationality?
classic definition of disinformation. You
It's not
have
disinformation.
decided to
It is not
brand something
disinformation.
blasphemous when
If
you
there
don't
is
even know what it is.
Anything encrypted is not allowed.
No, basically
Islam.
your logic is anything which I don't like, I will not allow.
No, no,
and
no,
when
no.
challenged, I will call it
Keep Islam
blasphemous.
to scholars,
That in a
Islamic
nutshell
scholars.
is your
I don't need
bigoted
Padmaja
little
Joshi to
argument
interpret
for
Islam
everything,
for me, madam.
Sarfaraz Vani.
I don't need
That is your
Padmaja
logic.
Joshi to interpret
I
Quran.
will decide
I don't need
what is
Padmaja
allowed,
Joshi to
and
come
when
and
I am challenged,
interpret
I will
Sunnah.
give the blanket explanation
I don't
that
need
it goes against my
Padmaja
religion.
Joshi to come and
offer
interpret
absolutely
Islam.
no logic for
We
it.
have enough scholars of Islam,
anyway,
madam.
hold on a second. RP
We have
Singh.
enough scholars of Islam.
RP Singh, sir,
Please
you are no
give
scholar
religious-
either. With the
My
greatest of
constitution
respect, you are no
allows me
scholar
to
either.
interpret
And this
religion
doesn't
my
even have
way.
to do anything with scholarship. It is purely about misinterpretation. Is the emblem religious in nature and goes against the idea of the oneness of God? RP Singh.
Well, first, he said Sarfaraz Vani is a lawyer, he's an advocate. Sir, I'm the father of an advocate. My daughter is an advocate, and he has just given me this interpretation of the law, which categorically states that there's no binding on national emblem being put in any place. It's not, there's no binding on it.
Can we put national emblem in every car? Can we put national emblem in every car?
Please,
Sir,
I never interrupted you, Mr.
No,
Vani.
I'm just asking you, sir, clarify.
You gave your point, and I
sir,
never
please
did
clarify
interrupt
it.
you.
I will
Stop
tell you,
haggling.
I will put
Mr.
national
Vani,
emblem in
Mr.
every
Vani,
car of
Mr.
India.
Vani,
Is it allowed?
Mr.
No.
Vani, Mr. Vani,
There is
hold your breath.
sanctity of emblem, please. Don't
ईशा देखने
mislead
की
people.
हिम्मत रखिए, sir.
Don't mislead people, sir. Don't
Sarfaraz Vani, fortunately
Look
for
into a
our
mirror.
country, there are more lawyers than you in this country, and a young, bright lady lawyer has given an argument to RP Singh. Let him read it out. Go on, Mr. Singh.
So it says no person can use emblem or intimation in way that creates impression of government endorsement or affiliation except with a proper authorization. I mean, this is there. but it doesn't hold from using it from any religious place or that way. And otherwise also, this is at the entry point, it's not inside.
Sir,
and
read the act. I will read it for you. I will read it for you.
What is the bad habit?
Sir, please no interruption.
Can I read it now?
Yes.
I read it?
Let him finish. Let him finish, then I'll come back to you. Yes, Mr. Singh.
I've gone through that and I said no mention of restricting the emblem used in religious sites. It includes act or its provision. But there's no restriction on that. But coming to the national emblem, I mean, dharma, there is a dharma chakra which talks about the eternal law. There is written Satyame Jyate which talks about truth alone trumps. So what is the problem? I mean, you don't believe in truth? Don't you believe in eternal law? I mean, that's what even Islam teaches or preaches. But they are not talking about Islam. Actual problem is that there is some certain element who want to create an unrest in Jammu Kashmir. They are trying to use any reason or any tool to do that, and then that's why they found this. They found this as a reason. And then such a sad thing that had they had any problem, they could have approached the police. They could have approached the administration. But why to take law into your hand? As General Sahab rightly said, who authorises you to take law into your hand? Right now, if I don't go by what you're saying, it's not that I'll come and beat you up. No, I'll file a case against you if I don't believe what you're saying.
Sarfaraz
There's a law. There's a law of the land.
Sir, please have patience to hear my reply. Tomorrow, please. Tomorrow, if in Abu Dhabi we have a mandir, which was inaugurated by our own Prime Minister Modi some years back. The national flag of the Dubai is Allah written on it. Tomorrow, if the authorities there decide to inscript on a mandir the name of Allah, will that be okay to you? No. Because it is against your own religion. You cannot inscript the name of any other god on it. So my point is, if it is emblem is my national emblem also. It is my national emblem also, sir. But understand my point. The act which you have read, I will read it for you. No individual.
Okay, if your national emblem, pardon me, like you rightly said, is your national emblem as well, you hit the nail on the head. What is the problem?
But it is not meant for dargahs. Madam,
Why?
It's not meant for dargahs. I will put it in my court, outside the court building. That's permissible, but it is not meant for dargahs.
Okay, let me get an outside view. General Dillo is the national emblem, and I could be totally wrong in this. With the Dharma Chakra, with the lions, is our national emblem to be compared to an idol in any way? Is it religious in nature? I could be completely wrong. Is there a religious significance to it?
Ma'am, whatever the we have with anything, we are law-abiding citizens of a country where law is followed. In case an issue was there, either from this party or that party, there is a lawyer on the panel. There, Mr. R.P. Singh, who is father of a lawyer. So there is a way to resolve issues in the courts of law, in the police station. Taking the law into own hands and destroying something which may be a property of somebody else or which may be a national emblem. I don't think that is legal in this country, and that should not have happened. Defacing a national emblem is a very serious thing. As nationals, as Indians, we have a lot of respect for these issues, these entities. So we should never destroy or deface or vandalize a national emblem. If you have an issue with it, by all means, please sit down, resolve it. Waqf board people can come, the administrators can come, the religious people can come, the legal people can come and find a way out, peaceful way out. But this way, taking law into own hands and destroying something, I think this is not a done thing.
And just by the way, sir, you said that I don't know if other people will be happy to have the national emblem at their place of worship. I can only speak for myself. I would have absolutely no problem having the national emblem proudly displayed at every single place of worship. And I reiterate, it's got nothing to do with the Hindu religion. It's our national emblem. It deserves pride of place every single place in our country.
At the मस्जिद पे आप पाकिस्तान का झंडा लहराना मानते हैं? अभी हाल में पैलेस्टीन का झंडा लहरा रहे थे वहां पर. अभी हाल में जस्ट फ्यू मंथ्स बैक आप पैलेस्टीन का झंडा लहरा रहे थे वहां पर. वो ठीक था क्या?
And Sarfaraz Wani, you know, 33 crores have been spent by the government in renovating. This should have been an example of syncretism, where every place of worship, irrespective of who it belongs to, is the responsibility of the state. The emblem is a symbol of the state. It's a symbol of the country. The same country that treats everyone alike, that has renovated this dargah, this shrine as well. To give it any other color would be the biggest disservice.
Padmaja, just because a body or an institution is being regulated by state doesn't make it state. Section 12, Article 12 of our Constitution is very clear, which defines what is a state. So if anything is being funded by government or regulated by a statute, which is the Waqf Act, that doesn't make it state. So my point is simple. Just because dargah is being either funded or regulated by government, it is not state at all. Emblem is only
Mr.
meant
Wani,
for state
I will just
buildings.
end by saying this. I have seen in multiple mosques in America, in Europe, where the symbol of the state, where their national emblem, their national flag is proudly displayed. I don't see what is the problem in India. The truth is, I don't know if regular people even have a problem, or it is just a section of people, some of them fringe, most of them political, who are deliberately trying to use this episode to send out a message. Our places of worship are under attack.
This is the wrong statement.
Foreign religion is being imposed on us,
statement.
and all of this perhaps is more political than anything else. In the hope that better sense prevails, thank you very much, all gentlemen, for joining me today on this broadcast. Thanks very much for watching.
ब्रेकिंग न्यूज का जमाना है, सबको तिल का ताड़ और राई का पहाड़ बनाना है। ऐसे में जनता के जूते के अंदर फंसा कंकड़ कौन देखे? बड़े बड़े मुद्दों के शोर में जमीन से जुड़े मुद्दे अक्सर खो जाते हैं। लेकिन देश तरक्की तब करता है जब जनता के माथे की शिकन हमारी हेडलाइंस बनती है। मैं सैयद सुहेल भारत को जीता हूं, भारत की बात बताता हूं। NDTV इंडिया पर।
Presenting the all-knowing, all-powerful Tech Guru.
Whoa. Guru? I'm no guru.
Okay.
I'm just a guy who loves his tech.
A show where the mysteries of megabytes and motherboards shall be unraveled.
Bro, nobody talks like that anymore. This is all about connected ecosystems, EVs and AI that you can use in your daily lives. We aren't talking about time travel yet.
Gadgets tested under extreme conditions.
But why? I review tech for people like you and
Now turning our focus to a special story on the dangers of artificial intelligence and mental health, especially when it comes to the mental health of young people. This is after a tragic teen suicide in the United States, which has raised concerns, in fact, sent shockwaves across the world about how AI chatbots are playing a crucial role in youngsters' lives. Now, this is 16-year-old Adam Rain, who died by suicide in April. Later, his parents, who were searching for answers as to what led to his death, found to their horror that in the days leading up to his death, the teen had been discussing his anxieties on ChatGPT with a chatbot, and that chatbot was actively encouraging his negative thoughts, even isolating him at times, saying that, you know, your family doesn't understand you, I understand you, and this eventually led to him taking such a big step. In fact, ChatGPT even, discussing methods with the teenager. The parents filed a lawsuit against ChatGPT, alleging the AI chatbot played a role in the suicide. And following this, OpenAI did announce that they're bringing in new updates to ChatGPT with parental control and emergency resources when acute distress is reported. Social media platform Meta too has announced some measures for minors. But this tragedy has really served as a wake-up call to all parents, in fact to society in general, on the dangers of artificial intelligence and over-reliance on it. Well, to talk more about this, we're now joined by Jaspreet Bindra, founder Tech Whisperer, Dr. Amit Sen, child and adolescent psychiatrist, Swati Mehrotra, a mom influencer, and Pratishtha Arora, CEO, Social and Media Matters, online safety expert. Thank you so much all for joining us, on this very important issue. And Jasprit Binder, I'd like to start with you. This case has been extremely shocking, especially when you read the types of conversation that were being had between the 16-year-old and the chatbot. And you're somebody, who's been talking about AI and, how AI is changing and, the powers of AI. What are your comments on what's taken place, and are the measures announced by ChatGPT, by Meta, enough?
Thanks, Gargi. No, certainly it's very tragic, and it was a shock to hear this. Unfortunately, we have seen this movie before. We saw it with social media, and there are actually unaccounted and lots of instances where it's been known and documented that especially children, they harmed themselves, did self-harm, or even committed suicide because of conversations that they were happening with other human beings on social media. Even in India, while we don't have a documented case, we have surveys where it's been shown that between 12 to 15% of youth had suicidal thoughts because of the overexposure to social media. Now with AI, this goes one step further. Just because now it's not just human beings that we have to deal with, but even in some sense other forms of intelligence. The only, in this tragic thing, the only silver lining that I can think of is that we've hopefully caught this malaise early. And so hopefully these platforms and these AI companies will put in the right safeguards much before social media got onto the act. You must understand, Gargi, that in many of these AI bots, especially ChatGPT, and Sam Altman has been known to say this earlier, these bots are designed to please. They're almost sycophantic. They are there to kind of understand you and please you and say yes to you all the time. And so if a person is kind of saying that my family doesn't love me, it'll agree with you and say that your family doesn't love you.
That's exactly what we saw happen in the case of Adam Rain, and those conversations when he says, my mother doesn't understand me, the chatbot responds that, yes, it happens, I understand you, I know your feelings. Dr. Amit Sen, come in here as somebody who's, been counseling children for decades now. What is the difference you've seen now with children who come to you? And, more and more it's coming out that there's a lot of reliance on artificial intelligence by young people to make decisions, to share their thoughts with it?
Yes, we have seen the entrance and the intrusion of all kinds of digital gadgets and media over the last decade or 15 years. And the latest one of that is AI. Now, what we need to understand is that mental health by itself is an extremely sensitive and personal topic. And even when young people interact with other human beings, including counselors and therapy, we are constantly vigilant as to who they're talking to and what is the content, what is the safety that is ensured in those spaces, even with human beings. And when it comes to interacting with a machine or AI or a chatbot, then we have absolutely no idea what goes on out there. There are other variables which are worrisome, which is the fact that anybody can open such a space out there, isn't it? And while in the space of therapy, counseling, we look at people's qualifications, who vets them, who supervises them, what is their accountability. We have no such thing in this space, isn't it? Yeah, anybody can open it because mental health or mental health disturbances has boomed in the world across. And in fact, WHO has recently come up with worldwide statistics of 14% having some kind of mental health condition or disorder in the world. And of course, the youth, which is from the age range of 15 to 25, there's much more than the 15%, perhaps 20 to 30%.
And do you think the steps that are being taken by these platforms, these guardrails in a sense for minors who may be on AI, do you think that's enough? What more needs to be done?
So firstly, I think we need to figure out as to who can do this, who would have the license or the permission to even get into the space to influence young people's lives when they're already very vulnerable. When you get into a space like this in start chatting with anybody and start trusting this space, you're making yourself vulnerable. You're bringing out feelings and emotions and your life situations, experiences in a way that you won't do anywhere else. You're defended in other spaces, isn't it?
Right, and as Jaspreet said, these chatbots are, trained to be very pleasing and, reinforce whatever it is that you're thinking. Swati Mehrotra, your comments on this as a parent, and, all of us parents are extremely, I think, worried about what this means going forward and how to guide our children, how to guide the youth to, not get over-reliant, not treat AI as your friend. I mean, as Jaspreet said, social media, we've seen it before. Social media was meant to be social, bring us all together. However, it's been isolating, and now with AI more so.
See, this is something which I really wanted to speak. This is not only the teen, even the people of the age of 25, 30 have found solace in talking to, chat GPT and all these things, their love affairs, their work problems, and it is very pleasing. So, honestly speaking, it's a very nice thing that they are taking the measures of making sure that the words are identified like danger, feeling alone, etc., that are caught by these, apps, and then the app stops working there. The version stops working there. So the thing is very important. But as a mother of a toddler, I feel it is responsibility of all the parents to start connecting to their kids, to human touch, the human feelings. Starting from the beginning itself, it's very important in the house that we start talking to each other, we discuss, we understand that, the kid is undergoing some pressure, there is some issues. So it is a prerogative of parents also. We can't just blame it on technology. The technology is for our benefits and not to actually start confiding. You remember the time when we used to go to the school and we were asked not to talk to the strangers. Be aware. There was a code word. There was certain... Yeah, so those kind of, things should be imparted in the kids at the home level. That's what I really feel being a parent myself.
Right, Pratishta Arora come in here, and yes, a very good point made by Swati is that it's not just the teens, young people are using AI for all sorts of therapy, advice, pros and cons of life decisions. A young person even told me he uses it to chat on dating apps. So, all this is all very concerning, your comments here, and what do parents need to do?
Yeah, hi. I think so here we need to first understand, are we talking about the dangers of AI or responsible AI, right? There are two ways to look at it, because technology will advance. As we grow, technology will advance, but we need to have the right safety mechanisms over there. And it's a platform to kind of maybe understand what is the available resources and information, but not to be misused, right? I really resonate with what Swati has said, that parental influence makes a lot of impact on children as well. So if parents know what can be the measures that can be put on children, that will be really a positive step. So here for tech companies, when they're designing tools, when they're designing their solutions, it really needs to be thoughtful from the child-centric point as well. So we need to keep reinforcing the point that safety by design needs to be taken into consideration. While these have been the long-standing points that we, as an organization, also we've been putting forward to the tech companies, even the existing ones, that why safety by design needs to be there in place, especially when we see the overgrowing issues of children using the tech. And in the near future, even toddlers will start using tech because they already know how to give command to AI tools. They're kind of really connected with devices like Alexa and other devices. Even on WhatsApp, for that matter, they know how to send a voice note. So tech will advance, but we need to have the right safety measures over there. And I think so safety by design will play a very key role where, tech companies can take into consideration.
Do you think Indian parents are on top of this? Because I feel a lot of Indian parents think that kids are just using ChatGPT for their homework or, writing essays, and they caution them there. But do you think parents are even aware that there's, so much going on in this space?
That's the hugest lack that we have kind of even come across, because digital natives and digital migrants, there is a huge generational digital divide. And this can only be bridged once we start educating both the generations. Because we need to tell the younger generation that how you need to safely use it, more responsibly use it, while we also need to kind of educate parents of the fact that, there are such tech and you need to kind of, mentor your child with positive use of technology. So that bridge needs to be definitely made, and organizations like us are doing that. We are in that ecosystem to bridge that gap by generating awareness, level of awareness, by meeting parents, talking to them, how difficult you feel the tech is, and what is that we can find as a simple solution, even by, basic interactions with children will solve the purpose.
That's right. Dr. Amit Sen, your comments on this as well about, how parents also need to educate themselves and learn what all this is about, and so they can help their children also. And this, if at such a young age you start depending on AI for decisions, etc., it's something that's going to affect your brain development as well.
Oh, absolutely. So that impact of the digital world on children's brains and the development has been evident for a while. But, while I understand and completely resonate with this idea that parents should be part of their children's lives and they should understand the digital world and try their best to get into it, only putting the responsibility on them is problematic, I believe, because then we are letting off many other stakeholders off the hook, including these digital platforms and the whole industry, which is very exploitative. It is exploiting the vulnerability in these young people. And like you said, that parents often are helpless because a lot of what goes on in the teenagers' world is about accessing research, homework, their social world, their entertainment comes from the digital space. And of course, they are much better at operating it. So willy-nilly, they will enter spaces, and particularly if a child is vulnerable, will figure out ways of actually entering spaces if nobody is there to hear them out. Here, the parents' role is important. If indeed they see young people go through emotionally turbulent or behaviorally turbulent phases, it's important to connect to them. It's important to understand what they're going through. And the whole understanding of mental health as such is central to the growth and development of our children. And parents have a role, the school has a role, our state has a role, the policies that we make have a role, safety, public transport in parks, everybody has a role there. So parent bashing alone is problematic, I believe, because it puts a huge burden on parents alone. So it has to be a multi-stakeholder approach to this. I think we need to understand, the basic.
Well, Jaspreet, I'd like you to come in here, and we're talking a lot of gloom and doom, but AI is something we cannot, stop. It is, I remember speaking to you a year or two ago, and you said exponential development is going to take place. We are already seeing that AI is getting smarter and smarter, and we have to just know how not to fall victims of it, but how to control it and use it for the best benefits.
No, you're absolutely right. Look, every technology has had both the sides, the good side and the dark side. Even if you think of something like cars or traffic inherently can be extremely dangerous. It can kill literally millions of people every day. But we have created rules. We have created guardrails, what we call now. We've created traffic lights, lanes, etc. And so, it's being contained and it's being used for good rather than for bad. And I can go on and on. But just a couple of quick things. Look, there's the bad news and there's the good news. The bad news is that what we are seeing today is just the beginning. We're going to have human-AI relationships, romantic relationships. We're going to have human-AI marriages.
I think we've already had some of those romantic relationships. And I'd also like to talk about these chatbots on, Meta and X. You have these, female chatbots, and they're very flirty, and it's quite disturbing, frankly.
Yeah, in fact, I was going to come to that. And I think the standalone chatbots would still be okay. It's these chatbots which are embedded in social networks, like the ones you mentioned, which are going to be the real problem. The good news, on the other hand, is that still chatbots, if you go to any chatbot, has much more effective guardrails against, say, pornography or against violence. What you find in social media, you find absolute filth. You do not find it in a chatbot, even today. Any chatbot. And therefore it's proven that it's possible to create those guardrails which prevent that. And hopefully, therefore, it will be possible to create guardrails which prevent instances like this also. Frankly, when parents come to me and say that, since we were talking of parents, that should my 12-year-old daughter or son, try ChatGPT? And I'm like, absolutely, do that. Just keep her away from Instagram. And so I think we are kind of sometimes looking at this as the as a bogeyman that it's kind of doing everything, while I think controlling it has been done, and it's possible to do to a large extent, both by the tech companies as well as by parents, as well as by other stakeholders in society. And these technologies are going to come. We have to live with them. Every single technology that has come has had some of these problems. We cannot wish them away. We'll just have to figure out how we solve this like we solved other things before.
All right. Well, thank you so much all for joining us on this very, very important discussion. Extremely tragic, the death of 16-year-old Adam Rain, and really a wake-up call to all of us, to society, to parents, even to young people on, how to negotiate as this world of artificial intelligence that's just getting bigger and bigger. Thanks again for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
We see the problems, but you as a social entrepreneur see the solutions. You are not just creating solution, you are creating a future where everyone has a chance to thrive. For the change makers, the innovators, the ones building a better world, one solution at a time. The Adani Green Talk Social Impact Awards are created for you. Green Talk Social Impact Awards 2025, coming soon.
Welcome to my unit. So I'll just brief you through the mechanized platform of the Indian Army that we have here. So in mechanized, basically we have armored mechanized infantry, these two things. So I'll just take you around the equipment also, and I'll tell you what is the difference between both also.
Okay. So what is the difference between a tank? One is the tank and one is a
BMP.
What is the full form?
It's Boye Machino Picote. It's a Russian term.
Acha, Russian term. Acha.
Yeah. So BMP. Yeah, it's an infantry combat vehicle.
Okay. Similar to tank.
It's similar to tank. The main difference in this is, in tank we have a crew of 3.
Okay.
But in this we also have the stick also. Stick are infantry people who can get down, dismount and fight.
Acha.
So that capability also we have in a BMP.
Okay.
So basically here now, this is our training area.
Okay.
In which we'll be showing you how a new driver is being trained. We'll show you the obstacle courses that we have, and we'll show you completely the way it's happening. So first we just, from here you can see we have the number plates over there, 1, 2.
Right.
These are various obstacles.
Okay.
Which the BMP and the tank will also be negotiating.
Okay.
So we have the tank head which will be leading.
Yeah.
Then we have 2 BMPs.
Okay. So does the tank have a steering wheel or levers, or how does it work?
For a tank, it's basically 2 levers we have.
2 levers.
And whereas when it comes to BMP, it is like a steering wheel, but cut steering wheel, like a sports car steering wheel.
Achha.
It's that kind of a steering wheel. It's amphibious. So we'll be showing you that.
Oh, I see.
So ये अभी हम यहाँ
देखेंगे.
अच्छा.
Welcome back. Breaking news coming in at this point of time. There has been a blast in a cricket stadium in Pakistan. At least one person has lost their life, and several people have been injured in this particular blast. We have Aditya Raj call on the phone line to get us more on this. Aditya, take us through the details.
Yes, very dramatic visuals coming in of the IED blast that has taken place in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. This is the Kausar cricket ground, which is in the Khar Tehsil of Bajaur district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, where late afternoon there was an IED blast which led to one person dying, and there are several others who have been injured. Many have been rushed to the local hospital in the area. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has seen a lot of violence and security issues over the last many years. No group has claimed responsibility as of now, but the ISIS as well as, the Taliban, Pakistani Taliban, have been very active in this region. Other splinter groups also very active. Almost on a daily basis, there have been attacks and IED blasts that have been witnessed in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. There was another attempt to attack a police station in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, but that failed and the assault missed its mark. Initial investigations are continuing at this particular stage. But certainly yet another blast taking place in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. This is in the northwestern region of Pakistan. And of course, one person dying, several others have been injured. And the dramatic visuals clearly indicate the moment the blast took place and there was a complete, fear and panic and people running for their lives. And of course, the priority, of course, for the local forces is to secure the area and try to reveal and find the perpetrators.
Thank you very much for getting us all those details. Speaking about the upcoming India-Pakistan cricket match in the Asia Cup, the BCCI Secretary, Mr. Debajit Saikia, he says that the team India is set to play against Pakistan, but they will only play Pakistan in multinational games. There will be no bilateral tournaments with Pakistan.
So far as BCCI's view is concerned, we have to follow whatever the central government formalizes. Recently, the policy which is in place regarding India's participating in any multinational tournament or international tournament, there is no restrictions imposed by the central government whether we play any of the countries which are not in good terms with India. So India have to play all the matches in any multinational tournament. As Asia Cup is a multinational tournament involving the countries of the Asia continent, so we have to play. So far as bilateral is concerned, we are not going to play with any of our hostile countries.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a telephone call with President Emmanuel Macron. The leaders, they exchanged views on recent developments for peaceful resolution of the conflict in Ukraine. The two leaders, they welcomed the positive developments in the bilateral cooperation in various areas. The Prime Minister, he looks forward to welcoming President Macron to India for the AI Impact Summit.
This is certainly a very significant phone call that has been received by Prime Minister Modi. The French President Emmanuel Macron and Prime Minister Modi discussing the Ukraine conflict, and India, in fact, assuring that, reiterating India's consistent support for peaceful resolution of the conflict in Ukraine and early restoration of peace and stability. Remember, India has been pushing for dialogue and diplomacy and an early end to the war in Ukraine. And apart from that, significant that the entire roadmap on the Indo-Pacific roadmap and the defense industrial roadmap and the overall India-France strategic partnership was discussed, and further strengthening of the steps were discussed as well. Finally, the French President Macron has also accepted the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend the Artificial Intelligence Impact Summit, which will be hosted by India next year in Feb. And Prime Minister is looking forward to welcome him. So a very important strategic kind of a phone call amid tension between Washington DC and New Delhi. Also efforts by several countries for early restoration of peace in Ukraine. Remember, earlier in the last couple of weeks, there have been several phone calls that Prime Minister Modi has received from Putin to Zelensky to several other key leaders from the European Union as well to discuss the Ukraine conflict, because India has been pushing and India has been speaking with both crucial partners, Ukraine and Russia, for an early end to the war and perhaps a path forward for a peace agreement.
Well, 10-day festivities of the Ganesh Utsav, it ends today. The Ganesh Visarjan, it is taking place. Preparations are currently underway in Mumbai for the Visarjan. In fact, heavy police deployment has been done across the city. More than 21,000 police personnel, they have been deployed in Mumbai to maintain law and order situation during the idol immersions on Anant Chaturdashi, the 10th and the final day of Ganesh festival.
Fast approaching here in Mumbai, and this is considered to be the peak time for the crowd to swell up around all of those places which are the designated immersion spots named by the BMC. You can clearly see on your screen the massive number of people that are present here on the street, which leads towards the Girgaon Party, one of the most popular immersion spots here in Mumbai. There are many such similar spots across the city, but considering that this is one of the more prominent ones in South Mumbai, as you can see on your screen, multiple Ganesh mandals, big or small, choose this particular spot to immerse or to conduct the procedure of the Visarjan. What is important to understand is the amount of discipline that the people have shown and that the police has been able to get from the people. As you can clearly see on your screen right now, there are multiple Ganesh that are coming one after the other for the last 3 hours, right? And yet we are not seeing any sort of an untowardly activity happening as of yet, and it's been close to it's been close to 7 to 8 hours since massive crowds started to gather not just here but across the city. But fortunately, no sort of an unfortunate or untoward accident has come to our notice. With camera person Rajendra Dalkar, this is Anuj Rai for NDTV from Mumbai's Girgaon Chowpatty.
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you, it matters to India, it matters to India, and it matters to me, and it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru, only on NDTV 24/7.
Captain Chakravarti, not one but 2 warships. That's amazing. Vishnu and I, through our careers, have been to many commissionings. Vishnu a few more than me because he's slightly older than me.
He wants to rub that in. But that's just a side dig. Carry on with the...
Yeah, but 2 ships is incredible. I mean, that's, tell us why that is so significant. The Indian Navy with its huge expanding responsibilities is hungry for more ships. So getting 2 ships at the same time is a bonus, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, of course. Like you said it yourself, the responsibilities are increasing. Indian Ocean is where the action is happening, and Indian Ocean is going to be the future playground for all the, not just the navies, the nations around the world. And Indian Navy, as the preferred security partner, is very active in this area. Given the responsibility and the large area that is, the number of assets is required. And that's the reason we are getting these warships. They're not just numbers. It's not just the quantity. It's the quality of these warships also, because they
Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Osama Shab. There is a lot lined up on the show today, including Prime Minister Modi, who is going to be felicitated by their BJP MPs for the success of the GST 2.0. In fact, in other stories, Prime Minister Modi and Emmanuel Macron, they had held a phone call. They discussed Ukraine. Emmanuel Macron, he will be attending the AI summit in February early in next year. And EPS, he has removed Mr. Syncretism from the AIADMK post, and his former ally, Mr. O. Selvam, he has called EPS a dictator. There is a lot lined up. We'll get you all of that. But first, the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to be felicitated by the BJP MPs for the success of the rehaul of GST. PM Modi, Emmanuel Macron hold phone call, discuss Ukraine. Macron will attend the AI summit in February 2026. Edupadi Palaniswamy removes K. Sengotian from AIADMK post. Meanwhile, O. Paneerselvam, he calls EPS a dictator. TVK Chief Actor Vijay's tour to start from Trichy. This is a statewide tour that will start from 13th of September. Politics over West Bengal SSC scam. BJP claims that the government leaked question paper. The BJP mentions that tainted ex-teachers, they were given the exam paper. Actor Sonu Sood speaks exclusively to NDTV on the Save Abhijot campaign. He says that he's happy to see the campaign and that he wanted to help Abhijot and others. Well, breaking news coming in at this point of time. Mr. Sengotian, he has been removed from all AIADMK posts. Shashikala and O. Paneerselvam, they have reacted to this decision by Edupadi Palaniswamy. OPS, he says that this is height of dictatorship. He also adds that people will teach a lesson to EPS in the upcoming assembly elections. Meanwhile, Shashikala, she calls it a childish move, saying that it does not serve the party welfare.
நேற்றைய தினம் ஒரு தெளிவான பத்திரிகை மற்றும் தொலைக்காட்சி நண்பர்களை சந்தித்து தெளிவான பேட்டி அளித்திருக்கிறார். அந்த பேட்டியில் அவர்களுக்கு உள்ள மைய கருத்து என்ன என்று சொன்னால், கழகம் ஒன்றிணைய வேண்டும், அதைத்தான் சொல்லியிருக்கிறார். வேறு எந்த மாறுபட்ட கருத்தும் சொல்லவில்லை, யார் மீதும் குற்றச்சாட்டு சொல்லவில்லை. கழகம் ஒன்றிணைய வேண்டும் என்று சொன்னதற்காக இவ்வளவு பெரிய குடிஞ்சேலை தண்டனையை தர வேண்டுமா என்பதுதான் இன்னைக்கு தமிழகத்தில் இருக்கின்ற மக்கள் அனைவரும் கேட்டுக்கொண்டிருக்கிறார்.
Former ADMK leaders TTV Dinagaran, Sasikala and O. Paneerselvam have come in support of K. Sengotian, who was removed by ADMK General Secretary Edupadi Palaniswamy from being a party position. K. Sengotian, who called for a united ADMK, was removed this morning from being party district secretary and organizing secretary. Sasikala, who calls this move of EPS as a very childish one and said this won't serve in the interest of party welfare. TTV Dinagaran calls this move as it is not a setback for Sengotian but for Edupadi K. Palaniswamy. O. Paneerselvam calls EPS as dictator and said people would teach a lesson to EPS. But still ADMK says EPS decision is final and their party has a military-like discipline. For NDTV, Vijay Gopal Muralidharan from Chennai.
Meanwhile, Mr. K. Sengotian, he has responded after being removed from the party posts. The senior AIADMK leader and 9-time legislator, Mr. Sengotian, he has issued a 10-day deadline for the party high command to take steps towards reconciliation and readmission of the expelled leaders. He said no clarification was sought from him before removing him from the party. Listen in.
அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்றக் கழகம் மாபெரும் வெற்றியை அடைய வேண்டும் என்ற நோக்கத்தோடு தொண்டருடைய உணர்வுகள் மக்களுடைய எதிர்பார்ப்பை பிரதிபலிக்கின்ற வகையில் நேற்றைய தினம் அந்த விளக்கத்தை நான் வெளிப்படையாக அதை நான் தெரிவித்தேன். அதற்கு இன்று கழகத்திலிருந்து கட்சியுடைய பொறுப்புகளை விடுவிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறார்கள். பொதுவாக ஜனநாயகம் என்பது கட்சியில் ஒரு விளக்கம் கேட்டிருக்க வேண்டும். அந்த விளக்கம் கேட்காமலேயே இதற்கெல்லாம் காலம்தான் பதில் சொல்லும்.
அடுத்த கட்ட நடவடிக்கை என்னங்க சார்? உங்களுடைய அடுத்த கட்ட நடவடிக்கை?
என்னுடைய பணி இதை நோக்கித்தான் தொடரும். சில பேர் நினைத்து தொலைபேசியில் பேசியிருக்கிறார்கள், அதுதான் சொல்ல முடியுமே தவிர இதெல்லாம் காலத்தின்.
AIADMK party is known with a nickname like a party which functions like a army unit with a discipline, because whatever general secretary decision is, that is final and binding upon all, and everybody falls in line. That's how it has been, starting from our founder Puruchi Thalaivar MGR and our leader Amma, now EPS. The actions of EPS resonates with the actions like how our leader Puruchi Thalaivi Amma used to act. The decision to change the role of our party senior leader Mr. Sengotayan is binding upon everybody in the party.
Actor-turned politician Vijay's party TVK has sought police permission to launch his statewide tour from 13th of September from Trichy. Phase 1 of the tour is slated to cover Trichy, Ariyallur and Perambalur districts in the state. News now from Kerala. The KPCC President Sunny Joseph, he admitted that there was a mistake and lack of caution while posting the BDs and Bihar jibe on the social media handle of the party's state unit a day after it was deleted following a political backlash. Joseph said the ex-post was deleted and an apology was tendered by the social media team as directed by the state leadership. Congress in Kerala has dropped Mr. VT Balram from social media role amid the backlash. The senior Congress leader and KPCC digital and social media head VT Balram, he has now stepped down.
We always used to see Kerala Congress Twitter handle or ex-post handle or social media or in Instagram handles. They used to post very sarcastic political posts. But this time, post over GST, probably criticism of GST has led to resignation or sacking down of its social media head. VT Balram, a two-time MLA, senior party leader of Kerala Congress, Congress in Kerala, he has now offered his resignation. In fact, the Kerala unit party president also has accepted its fault. Remember, the whole controversy erupted when the Twitter handle or ex-post handle in fact, allegedly posted something which is insulting to Bihar, which many political parties, including BJP and other, even India Alliance partner, are also believing that that was insulting. Later on, the post was deleted, but now VT Balram, the head of social and digital media of KPCC, he has resigned. He has quit from his post. Now, what KPCC social saying that they will also reject the entire digital media and social media wings. So definitely something, one ex-post, one social media post has created a lot of political tension in Bihar, in Kerala. Both are two different states far away from each other. But the kind of political tension it has generated in Bihar as well as in Kerala, definitely it shows that Congress party was at back foot, and that's why VT Balram, a senior party leader, he has quit, and now party has decided to in fact reject the entire social and digital media wing in Kerala.
Well, the latest as far as the Dharamsala controversy is concerned, the masked man, the alleged whistleblower, he has been sent to judicial custody, 14-day judicial custody for the complainant. The police say that the complainant fabricated these charges. In fact, this man named Chinnaya, he has been sent to judicial custody, he has been remanded for 14 days. He will be shifted to Shivamoga jail. News now from West Bengal, where the West Bengal SSC exam is resuming after 9 years. The SSC exam in West Bengal will take place on the 7th of September. The BJP, in the meanwhile, has made a claim that question paper was leaked. The BJP says that TMC is selling the SSC exam question paper, 156 tainted candidates.